In a coastal paradise where the golden sun kissed the warm sand and the gentle sound of the waves lulled the refreshing sea breeze, an ordinary day was ready to be enjoyed. The atmosphere was perfect, inviting serenity and relaxation. Every grain of sand and every drop of salt water seemed to conspire to create a scene of unshakable peace, a silent invitation to disconnect from the world and simply exist. It was the kind of place where routine melted away, and the only concern was the cadence of the tide. You were there, perhaps with a book in hand or headphones shutting out the outside world, immersed in your own thoughts. The tranquility was almost palpable, a blanket of calm that enveloped everything. There was no rush, no obligations, just the freedom of an uninterrupted day at the beach. Every fiber of your being absorbed the stillness, your mind in a state of weightlessness, floating with the wind and sun. It was the definition of a refuge, a perfect escape. Suddenly, a subtle movement broke the monotony. An almost imperceptible shift in the air, a tremor in the usual calm of the beach. Whispers began to spread like a growing whisper, passing from one group to another, and heads turned in unison in a single direction. It was a different kind of commotion, an energy that came not from the sea or the wind, but from human curiosity. The beach's previously diffuse focus now focused on a distant point, charged with anticipation. The elegant silhouette began to take shape, walking with unshakable confidence across the sand. Her hair fluttered in the wind, and her proud posture exuded an aura of mystery and fascination. Her approach was slow, but charged with a silent promise, building a palpable tension in the air. Every step was watched, every movement analyzed, while the figure's identity remained veiled, heightening curiosity and buzz among those present. Who could possibly make such an impact on such a tranquil afternoon? As the figure approached, the murmur intensified, turning into muffled exclamations of surprise and admiration. And then the revelation, it was Jessica Biel. Her presence wasn't just that of a celebrity, but a magnetic force, instantly redefining the beach scene. It wasn't just her beauty that captured attention, but her unmistakable aura, the way she effortlessly dominated the space. Her arrival transformed a peaceful day into an unexpected spectacle, an event that promised to change the perception of everyone present. What exactly made Jessica Biel's presence on the beach so impactful? And how did her swimsuit fit into this scene of pure admiration and curiosity? The question of what exactly made Jessica Biel's presence so impactful and how her swimsuit fit into this scene of admiration isn't limited to a simple fashion description. It goes much deeper. It's about dynamics of perception, that blur of authenticity, and the shock of the extraordinary in everyday life. The answer lies in the way her image intertwined with her surroundings, creating a visual and emotional tapestry that resonated deeply with viewers. It wasn't just any bathing suit. It was the swimsuit that somehow complemented and amplified Jessica's natural aura. The fabric, cut, and color not only draped her body but seemed to blend into the landscape. It could be a minimalist bikini that elegantly accentuated her curves, a one-piece swimsuit with a sophisticated design that exuded discretion and class, or perhaps a vibrant design that captured the sunlight and reflected the energy of the beach. The important thing was that it looked made for her and for that moment, without effort or artifice. The way the sunlight danced on the wet fabric, the way the subtle design highlighted her silhouette without vulgarity, all contributed to an image of natural and confident beauty. An internal reaction off the protagonist and of all the other observers was a kaleidoscope of emotions. The initial surprise of seeing such a familiar figure in such a personal setting gave way to admiration. It was not an empty or merely superficial admiration. It was a recognition of his striking presence and undeniable beauty, which transcended the images in magazines or on screens. There was a kind of electricity in the air, a mix of nervousness at the proximity and a quiet euphoria at witnessing such a rare and spontaneous moment. It was as if time slowed down, allowing every detail to be absorbed, every emotion processed. Essence of the impact lay in the broken expectations. Celebrities are usually seen in controlled environments, under the spotlight with teams of stylists and makeup artists. See Jessica Biel on a beach day in her swimsuit, with the apparent naturalness and relaxation, humanized her in a way few other situations could. This generated a feeling of connection, a realization that, despite her fame, she was, at her core, A person enjoying a moment of leisure, like everyone else there. This authenticity was key to the curiosity and admiration she aroused. And if there were, even for a brief moment, exchange of glances, a fleeting eye contact that lasted only a second, but stretched into an eternity in the protagonist's mind. A silent recognition, a glimpse of humanity that transformed the observer into a part of the scene, even if passively. This moment, if it had occurred, would have been the apex of the experience, solidifying the memory and making it even more personal and impactful. Or, in the absence of contact, the depth of observation alone was a testament to the ability to absorb every detail, every nuance, as if the scene were a living work of art. Curiosity deepened. How would this natural beauty manifest itself in a more intimate context? Jessica Biel's presence on the beach wasn't limited to her striking arrival. She unfolded in a series of activities that revealed a rare facet of naturalness and sophistication. After finding her spot on the sand, perhaps on a colorful sarong, or a discreet towel, she indulged in the simple pleasures of the day. Watching her movements was like watching spontaneous choreography. The graceful way she applied sunscreen, the gentle gestures she made as she adjusted her sunglasses, or the way she relaxed, her posture combining elegance and nonchalance. Every action, no matter how mundane, gained a touch of magnetism under the sun. Then came the inevitable plunge into the sea. She walked toward the waves with impressive fluidity, her body adapting naturally to the movement of the water. There was no hesitation, just surrender to one of the greatest pleasures of the beach. Seeing Jessica Biel emerge from the water, her hair dripping wet, her swimsuit clinging to her body and authentically enhancing her silhouette, was a spectacle in itself. It was a moment of pure, unpretentious beauty where makeup and artifice gave way to the genuine radiance of someone completely at ease in their own element. Had there been a companion, perhaps a relaxed romp in the sand or a moment of genuine laughter would have completed the picture of a leisurely scene. The protagonist's perspective, and that of all the other observers, remained captivated by every detail. The gaze was not invasive, but rather one of silent, almost reverent admiration. One could note the way Jessica's hair fell over her wet shoulders, the sparkle in her eyes when she smiled at someone, the lightness of her steps on the soft sand. Every nuance of her behavior was absorbed, as if each gesture revealed a little more of her personality beyond the spotlight. It was an observation that sought the truth behind the public image, and what was found was a beauty that resided in simplicity and authenticity. What made this moment so impactful went far beyond the mere presence of a celebrity. It was the atmosphere she created around her, a combination of tranquility, understated glamour, and unexpected simplicity. The contrast between her global fame and the domestic scene of a beach day was fascinating. It prompted a reflection on the humanity behind celebrity, the idea that even iconic figures enjoy the same pleasures and seek the same peace. This silent interaction between the celebrity and the observers, mediated only by the sunlight and the sound of the waves, was what made the day truly extraordinary. The essence of the moment was the ephemeral perfection. It was the realization that certain moments are so beautiful and rare that they become unforgettable. The smell of the sea air mingled with the subtle scent of sunscreen. The warmth of the sun on the skin complemented the refreshing breeze, and the distant sound of seagulls provided the soundtrack to this memorable scene. All of this amplified by Jessica Biel's presence transformed an ordinary day into a powerful and lasting sensory memory. And the curiosity remained, would this perfect day have an equally remarkable outcome, or would her departure seal the memory in a melancholy state?